So we got a bit of a shock in the anime recently. Young Figurlin Garling is blonde apparently, thanks to episode 1129, which covers the first half of the Kuma flashback. With that being said and him being blonde, this furthers the whole moon pun Garling seems to have going on, because the two most common colors that the moon and the sky takes are white and yellow. In the present, he is an old man with white hair, but in the past, he was a young man with blonde hair. So that makes sense. This on top of all the weird hair puns going on with him, because normally in the present, his hair makes him look like a crescent moon from the side or a 3/4 view. However, from the front, quite oddly, he looks like a star. And then, thanks to an SBS that came out a little while ago, if he lets his hair and beard hair grow too long, they connect together and form a ring that makes him look like a full moon. This whole loop joke is also quite funny, seeing as how he is the father of Shamrock and Shanks, because Shanks' name could also come from the shank that you find on a ring, in which it's the part that you put your finger through, so it's a full loop. But with that being said, the question here now is that where does the red hair of Shamrock and Shanks come from? I'm thinking, and I made a video about this like a year ago when it was in the manga, I think there has to be a way for the Eustace family to come into the fold, and somebody related to Kid must have been the bride of Garling or the slave wife of Garling or something, because red hair is used so sparingly in One Piece, especially when it's like red and not orange red like Nami and Neptune and such. So I'm really wondering if this is Kid's way back into the narrative. But also, too, red hair has to be important, because why else would Shanks call himself Red Hair Shanks as an epithet? It doesn't make sense unless red hair carries some significance or some meaning in the world of One Piece. But to continue, it would make sense, seeing as how Kid got taken out near the shores of Elbaf by Shanks. Then at the start of Elbaf and the end of Egghead, we have the ascension of Figurlin Garland to 5 Elder status, which then follows us into Elbaf proper, in which we are introduced to Figurlin Garling, and the relationship between himself, Shanks, and Figurlin Garling is all revealed. So I could see Kid being a part of this arc as a wayward family member, because there has to be some way for him to be important in the narrative, because Law has things on lock as a D. Luffy is a D and he's Nika, so he's plenty taken care of. But Kid is like a red-headed stepchild out here with no narrative significance to claim. So this has to be his way in, especially seeing as how he was taken out by Shanks. There has to be some sort of connection. And they both have a missing arm too, which is very interesting narratively. So I could see this being his way in. The Eustace family is the reason why members now of the Figurlin family have red hair. That's the only way I can see this being a way for Eustace Kid to get back into the story proper. But time will tell. With that being said, give me your thoughts and tell your friends about Polypede. What's it?